Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Comic Book Geezers. I'm your host, Pete, and my co-host and partner in crime.
Hello again, comic book fans. I'm Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic. Thanks again for another episode of Comic Book Geezers. And today we're going to do a character that hasn't been done in a while. Just up there, Pete.
That's right.
Deathlok.
Deathlok the Demolisher.
Appearing in Astonishing Tales, issue 25.
1974.
I just got my copy recently.
Just got it. I've had mine for a while.
This is not a cheap book by any chance.
No.
It goes as high as $80.
So the Deathlok character, he's actually basically a cyborg. So it was a guy named Luther Manning. Who basically was, dead, right? And they decided to bring him back as like a half man, half robot.
Yeah. He's got computer interaction. So he's got his human personality. He still has his human brain, but he's got a robotic body, right, with computer circuitry. So he's got a computer, half brain and computer, half human.
And he's been programmed. Yeah, he's been programmed for war, basically for battle, and he's a master at using,
He's like an assassin.
Yeah, basically.
A mercenary.
Yes.
He's basically the first story. Now, if you look at this guy, he's a robot and a computer. It's kind of the first RoboCop story.
Yep.
This is RoboCop before he was RoboCop the movie, which was obviously not Marvel Comics, but this character basically is the blueprint for RoboCop, is what I'm saying.
And I'd also go as far as say probably the inspiration for DC's cyborg character, sort of.
And also the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
And come on, keep showing these covers. Let's go.
Would you also say maybe too a more robotic version of maybe the Punisher too?
Get the next one up
sort
there.
of. This is actually the first one, the oldest one in my collection.
This is a great one.
I bought that off the newsstand.
Let's see the next one. I like this. The next cover is awesome.
That's really cool.
They had some awesome covers. If you go back to the first one, it's one of the reasons why it's more expensive is because of George Perez. Even though he just does like a spoof in this. He doesn't even have credit in this book, George Perez. But George Perez was doing a lot of the Deathlok artwork. And so it kind of kickstarted his career.
Doug Mensch or Monch, however he says his name, I think he was involved too.
As a writer, right?
Yeah. This is a really cool cover.
I like this cover. This is number 31, right? Yep. Tales to Astonish. This run went 36 issues. The first like 9 or 10 are split stories with Doctor Doom and Kazar. Then it becomes Kazar.
Yep.
Later on, like maybe issue 8.
Various other different characters.
Issue 25. Well, and then 20 through 24 is 21 through 24 is It the Colossus.
That's right. Yeah.
19 is a reprint with the Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Thank you.
Guardians of the Galactus. But again, another one of those Marvel books, Astonishing Tales, where they would premiere like certain characters to see if they would take on a life of their own.
This guy was starting to do that.
Yeah, and then just I always love this particular cover. Bet you can guess who that is, right? It's a Thunderbolt Ross there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Blue face, is he choking? Or is he just...
He's just menacing in the background.
You could go off... You want to hear a really bad answer for that? How about... You ready for this? Odin.
The omnipotence, right?
Well, he doesn't have a thick enough beard, but...
Yeah, and he doesn't have hair either, but...
And then my other guess would have been the bad guy that goes against Doctor Strange.
Possibly.
Maybe. I don't know his name.
Another cool issue.
Most of these, one with the Man Wolf. Oh, that's the next issue. You got to straighten this out.
Most of these
bags prune and wrinkle like this.
Yeah,
it is crap. It's because it's a 2 mil bag.
This
only happens when you have a ton of comics in the box.
I know. Yeah,
they get pressed.
Kind of stuffy.
This was my first one, I think, when I was a teenager. This was actually a hand-me-down from my friend Joe.
I was big into this character back in the day. I bought most of these off the newsstand.
And then the last one, which I just recently acquired, is this one here. And I got mine to show you.
Would you say a great use of yellow on the cover? I know we talked about that a lot. But.
Definitely. And the back cover, just in case you're curious.
Of course, Hot Wheels.
The toys. Now, this is a monogram, model company.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's
right. But yeah, these are plastic models. But I just wanted to show some of the artwork that was going on back in the 70s. See if we can get a good Deathlok picture.
This guy was good with his guns and laser guns and all that kind of stuff.
They always had good action.
Yeah.
It's like that. This panel over here is running. Just past and this one up here. And then...
So ironically, they would end his run in Astonishing Tales with that issue.
And here...
But not really tie up the story. So if you can maybe go to that last page there.
See, here's the last page.
Makes you think there's going to be another issue, right?
See what's it say at the bottom there? Frenzy? Frenzy and what? Frenzy
in the future? Well, that never happens.
Because there was no show them the future.
But they went in the future, so what? How much? 25 cents? So I wonder if this is, what, a year later maybe? He shows up in Marvel Spotlight.
So my issue is July. This is July of 75 or 76? It's got to be 76.
This is 77. So this is April of 77.
This is 76. So a year later.
A year later.
Because I think it was in September of 76 that the books went to 30 cents.
So this is where they actually finished it up. So it was a one-issue run in Marvel Spotlight. However, in between those times, he would show up other places, like Marvel Team Up, okay? Actually, not teaming up with Spider-Man, but fighting Spider-Man. And then also in May, so this is probably after that issue 33, he is fighting the Hulk in Marvel 2 and 1.
The Hulk?
This is
He's with the Thing? Doesn't he team up with the Thing?
I don't remember. I know they fight for a bit in here, but they may team up.
You mean the Thing, not the Hulk, though, right?
Oh, did I say the Hulk?
You did. That's why I keep talking about the Hulk.
I meant the Thing. Sorry, guys.
That's what I
Sorry,
thought.
Guys. Two big brutes.
Got an anchor man here. Got to hold you down. They also did other things with Deathlok.
Yes.
So he was a popular character. He didn't do on his own there for a while with his own title, but in the 80s, or early 90s, I should say, 1991, they decided to bring him back with a 4-part series here, which is affordable today, even today.
Yeah.
But I only have issue number 1 because that's all I saw at the time. I probably would buy the others, but I like to get all the other original Deathlocks, which I just did with issue 25. Astonishing Tales is where it's at. Then they did give him his own title again.
Yes.
Now this is kind of like a foil cover. I don't know if that's going to come out too good. You see the reflectiveness of it?
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. But I like the cover. I always like the character, so I bought this. Actually, I have two copies of this, issue number 1. But I don't know how far this went.
It went 24 issues.
24 issues.
Yeah, and in fact, you can. There's a lot of really cool issues where I think he fights Ghost Rider for a couple issues. He battling the Punisher.
I think that carries over. Don't those carry over into the Punisher series as well? I think
so, yeah, because I think that was around Punisher World Journal time.
So he was such a popular character. Then Marvel started doing other 4-part series. So this is Digitech, which I have all 4 of these. But in the 3rd issue here, you can see there's Deathlok. And this is the main character, Digitech.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, but I wanted to open this one up to show you. This is from 1992 or 93. Now look at the artwork inside. It's not bad artwork, but it's all airbrushed. This is magazine gloss paper, not newspaper, like I was just showing you. But it's got awesome artwork. These are great books, and these are, I'm surprised that, I bought these when they first came out. I thought they'd be worth a lot more, but they're really not. So, but just to give you an idea, really everything looks airbrushed. There's not a flaw at this art at all. It's perfect. It seems too new. Not that it's a complaint, but this. You got an ad for the next issue. This is pretty much the cover of the 4th issue, which I have as well. See, look at the gloss off the paper. Yeah, you don't get that off the newspaper stuff. And these are the kind of arcade games
at the time.
Look at that. T2 Terminator. And that's Deathlok.
Yes.
The character from Marvel Comics. And I think that will wrap up this episode of Deathlok that we have just delivered to you guys. Stay tuned for Warlock, another character that didn't really get a lot of appreciation.
But a very important character in the Marvel Universe, and specifically the Marvel
another guy that didn't
universe.
Last long with his own mag, but kept coming back and coming back. So you'll get to see that soon, I promise.
That's right.
Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. I'm Wild Bill saying thanks for being with us for Comic Book Geezers. Stay tuned.
And I'm Pete. See you real soon, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.